Greetings. This is Leia Eternal. Welcome to another episode of 1320 Time Stream. As you can see up here, we got our Earth Wavespell, the current Wavespell that we're in. We happen to be on the 5th day of this Wavespell, marked by the red Overtone dragon. Just a little info drop here for you. As always, pause it, take a look at the information. So before we get into it, and in case I forget, let's do a quick breath to activate the energies of the red Overtone dragon in our body. So let's locate this on our body here. We are going to be focusing in on the right pointy finger. Yesterday was our left thumb. Today we're the right pointy finger. Tomorrow we're going to be the right middle finger, so forth and so on. And we're going to go through our whole hand, just for those of you who see the pattern being created here. Let's start with our right pointy finger and our right elbow. Right pointy finger, right elbow. And we're going to be breathing in to these two. Bring an inhale when you're ready here. Yeah. Activating those preliminary vibrations, just sort of tuning ourselves to the transmission that we're going to be sharing here. It's up to us how much we want to connect. And we're invited to share a space that is present for us, or potentially present for us. You're never forced to. But in these videos, you're definitely encouraged to ride this wave of encouragement to your illumination. Okay, little breath. Now let's get into it. The 5th day of the Wavespell. Now we're going to have another video just on the Wavespell. Not specifically this one, but the construct and the architecture that is the Wavespell. For now, what I'm going to express to you is that there are 3 main areas in the Wavespell. And in this particular Wavespell, they begin on the red zones, which are also number 1. Let's take a look here. Number 5, number 9. So each one of these initiates a particular corridor. This is a whole whack of information, so we're not going to get into it here. But today we start another one of these corridors. So the kind of initiatory or affirmational or energetically embodying phrase that we would tell ourselves today is take command. The energy of the overtone invites us to take command of the energies today. Just to look at that again, see over here in the overtone we have empowerment, command, and radiance. In the dragon we have nurtures, birth, and being. Power, command, and radiance. Oh, that's fun. Empower. Let's go into that a little bit. Let's go into our right elbow, the overtone. To empower, I find there's an interesting phenomenon here. The empowering is a little different than like empowering. Empowering. very subtle differences. I find empowering, while it is still a fundamental personal trait to be empowered, power has, or inspiration, or motion of energy, or igniting has come in us to be empowered. I feel it is also a process of empowering others. So I find the collectiveness here to be empowered really taps into, we actually cover it later, I was going to say the radiant effect. We begin to emanate a fulfilled and auric quality of the vibration of power, whatever that is. Whatever that is. But what I find is that as a number 5, coming from the 4, which is the definition, which is the body, this is the spirit. It's like the body has come to life. The eyes glow with power. The chakra system is on. The ship has just been, ignition has been turned on. With the self, maybe, sexual energy meditation, the Kundalini has touched all of the chakras, reaching this kind of higher self energy. Now, it's not necessarily representing higher self energy, and in the analogy of the light switch of the third tone, the empowerment is like the energy kind of hitting its mark. It's now embodied. It's empowered. The thing is on. So, this brings us to the next kind of scope of the empowerment. Once the empowerment has occurred, once the energy is in it, well, what now? Well, now we have to command it. Things don't just become activated and then kind of sit there statically. The very nature of the first tone, which is purpose, is almost to say that whether willful or not, everything has a foundation of purpose. So this purpose in this aspect, I feel, represents the command, which brings us to the energy of this, moment, this corridor, this is the corridor of taking command for the next 4 days, or this day and the next 3 days, the energy of commanding the flow. We have identified the purpose, and we have magnetized the energy. We've brought that together all the way into form, and now we're taking command of that. And so we're directing that energy. We are inhabiting it. We are owning it, however that looks like. We're not stealing it, but we're owning it. We're taking responsibility for it. Right? Because we can see different ways that people in life attempt to show up in a similar function, but sometimes fall short of meeting the mark in a positive and harmonic way. And in here, we're showing the harmonic density of this function. And so, empower, command. Take command of your faculty once you have been empowered. Perhaps you are commanding the power to empower others. This brings me to the last part of it, which is radiance. Empower, command, and radiance. So once that power of command, once that energy of command is that embodiment and that ownership of the energy, that directorship, one is stepping into the console, into the cockpit, so to speak. Then one is now radiating. This is the overtone. One is now radiating that energy. And that, I feel, brings us back to that first empower, empower. We are empowered, and that radiates empowerment. Now the key is to allow this to be harmonic, synchronized. Because there has been many, times in the world, and I'm sure every one of us has seen them, that a person who attempts to be empowered can be overbearing, can be dominant, can be dismissive, can kind of waylay or push aside energies that are not the focal point of that very empowerment. We could say that those are some of the shadows of empowerment. But what I would like to say is that honest and natural empowerment tends to empower others. It still has that frequency of invitation. It's harmonic and potentially at the right place at the right time, which is why it can show up in a good way. Empower, command, and radiance, we're radiating that energy. I feel it has an auric quality here. Okay, so coming to the dragon, which is the complementary energy here today. We have empower, command, and radiate. And then we have nurtures, birth, and being. So we're going to go over the dragon here now. The dragon, the primordial mother, the nurturer, sometimes has fangs or claws, has a lot of deep and ancient mythological roots in our psyche and our different culture. The way I'm seeing it show up today, I empower in order to nurture. A day of taking command, a day of empowerment, bringing that power to something. So it's like we're breathing energy into something. And as we're breathing this energy into something, we're exciting its nurturing effect or its ability to be nurtured. It's very much like a plant. How we pour water on it and it becomes nurtured. That empowerment is like the water onto the plant. So today there's a being aspect. There's this nurturing aspect. The dragon also represents memory. Blood memory, body memory. So there's this capacity of exciting and taking command of your wholeness. As well as today, we're not going to get into this too much because we have an entirely different video on it already. We start, as you can see here, we're on the 9th run. A run is a 20-day cycle. Similar to the Wavespell, which is a 13-day cycle, another representation of the 1320. On the 9th run, we just began it. So this energy of initiation is happening again. So this being, this memory energy is being excited, this radiating of a state of being. So if we kind of put this all together, it feels almost like a day of ancestral or ancient memory, taking command of the things that perhaps have been forgotten, radiating an embodied state of being that brings that which was from the ancient memory into the living now. Just as a small description, because there are so many ways to see it. Okay, that will sum up our Wavespell section of this episode of 1320 Time Stream. Stay tuned for the Oracle Code Spell section.